3, 2, 1. Resume talking about sweaty nerds playing real-time strategy games on YouTube. That's right, we've got Dumais of Quebec, Canada, formerly known as Napoleon of Company Heroes 1 fame. He's going in a big way for a Pioneer strategy. No, he's just cancelled the Pioneers because he's just realised he can click them onto the map. His opponent is one of the best strategists in Company Heroes history. It's Jibber of Netherlands playing as the moniker Capricorn, and he also is clicking things onto the map with his own paradrops. And his paradrops have bigger machine guns, suppressing the Falchion Pioneers, forcing them away. 30 gals of hot M1919 lead there from the Jibmeister. Two of my favourite players of the past several years here. Capricorn, or Jibber, as he's more definitely known. He's just been a great Co2 player, and to this day, he's really challenged Co3 in a great way. He's attacked it, and he's done a really good job in the Master League. Dumais, meanwhile, formerly known as Napoleon for Twitch streaming purposes, a great Co1 player who really pushed the envelope of Panzer Elite play to the highest possible level. So two great players, two really interesting strategic minds, and I'm really liking what we're seeing from Jibber, who has got one MG but is now dropping another on the central area here. So that's a 2 MG play. So that means he's not gone for typically what everybody usually with airborne goes for. He has instead gone for the right side, the B side of that, which is the paradrop HMG option. So a little bit of innovative battle group usage from Jibber as a high-level 1v versus 1 goes, and it does lend itself excellently to this map. So what he's going to do with the 2 scouts, that's right, he's built 2 of them. What he's going to do with them is he's going to scout for the MGs, and he's going to try and push this cutoff, and most likely this high fuel. Meanwhile, we've all seen Luftwaffe before, but Dumais adding a little bit of a counterplay option here, because he's seen he's up against 2 MGs. He's gone for a Granatwerfer 34. And he's attacking harmless civilians. Scouts have gone for the cutoff here. The HMG is not in position. So that will be a neutralization and an early loss of resource income for the French Canadian. Hey Dumais, what happened to your resource income? Not the best Terrence and Philip impression, eh? But we'll carry on and pretend we didn't hear it. Meanwhile, Jibber's now going for the infantry support center, which is only notable in this case because it's actually going to give him his first outright infantry squad in this particular build order. We've got another paradrop there. It's a 3rd MG, this time for backcapping purposes. So he's actually using MGs to backcap now. So we've got Scout Squad taking away the +10 fuel up there. We've got HMG suppressing willy-nilly, to use a British colloquialism. There's the Granatwerfer throwing smoke onto one of the MGs, possibly allowing the flank in, but no, the Grenadier has been suppressed and it can't flank the MG. It's been forced back to base. Notably, Dumais does at least finally have control of his +10 and +10 munitions here, getting the cutoff back. Nice flank from the Falchion Pios, forcing Jibber back to base. And what's this? We've got the M3 on its way from the WSC. It would be novel if he actually used the M3 for reinforcement purposes, but with so many options available to him, the M45 quad mount, the 75mm AoE howitzer conversion, let's face it, he's not going to be using it to reinforce, is he? We do have the captain and his retinue out with an LMG as stock. We've got an LG-40 recoilless launcher being dropped. He must have just seen the M3 arrive, and that's not a bad option, is it? The medical station being deployed for Capricorn. We've got the Luftwaffe company being planted down for Dumais, so that could prove interesting. Usually, of course, we'd be seeing Stugs, Pak-40s, that kind of stuff. But no, we're going to go for Luftwaffe in this case, which is always interesting. We've gone for double Luftwaffe, in fact. It is just the Luftwaffe. In fact, Dumais may as well be called Hermann Goering and, you know, start adding random medals to his chest. And stealing priceless works of art. Here he is, the M45 quad mount is having a desert assault in the north. Looking for the oil and pioneers to shoot in the back of the head or spine. Changing targets now. Going more into the centre where the MG awaits. We've got an MG off there, but the M45 has been recoilless rifled to the face. 40% lacking in health now and forced off. Meanwhile, we have got a flank coming in from Jibber. And this game really is good. Meanwhile, a flak 30 is building for Dumais and another M3 for Jibber. So that is just such a mad, off-meta, insane build order mashup. I am absolutely loving this game so far. I really am. And big thanks to today's sponsor. We've got Brewgooder's Session IPA. It's one of those typical American-style sugar beers that are delicious, let's face it. It reminds me of being on holiday in Vancouver, Canada, back in 2017, where I may or may not have actually... Yeah, I can't quite go into why I was in Vancouver, Canada in 2017. But, yeah, drinking a lot of IPAs with my good friend Love Nest, who I believe also got married in the last couple of weeks. So he and I are now marriage brothers. I was invited, and he was invited to mine, but obviously getting married in the same 2 weeks means neither of us could actually attend either of our weddings, but I was able to send him a nice gift. May or may not have been a photo of him at GCS1 with his fiancée throwing confetti over him, as we've got the howitzer conversion, 75mm for the M3 here. So we've got two different kinds of conversion for the M3. He has come up against the recoilless rifle, and he didn't actually come out better. So we've got the M16 as it's known when it's converted. We've got the M3 75mm. Meanwhile, the flak 30's now on the field. Now finally starting to open up. Protecting the southern cutoff there. Got a bit of harassment in the north. Just Dumais under constant pressure. He's really struggling here. Oh, I tell you what. 75mm got a little bit too close there. The LG40 does have a quick setup time. Couldn't quite show it off for whatever reason there. Meanwhile, flak 30 opens up and forces the MG away. And I'm a very happy bunny tonight. I don't know if you can tell. My buoyant enthusiasm for Coming Heroes is at a decent high. I may or may not have had some exceedingly good news come through, but I can't go into detail. Paratroopers now being dropped right here, right now. Right here, right now. To quote, I want to say, not Basement Jacks, not Daft Punk, Fatboy Slim, that'll be. Here we go, we do have the 221 Scout car, no doubt going for the Panzerbuska conversion. That research is that he's now got healing up in base, which will help him tremendously. Lovely stuff. Okay, get these bad boys repaired, ready to go. Let's do a full stock take of Jibber's army. The scout squads are currently moving in the north, healing in base. We've got 3 MGs, one in the building there, one moving out of base, and the other set up in the north, currently been active. The captain is just doing paperwork. The M3s are repaired and ready to go. We've got the engineer squad just repairing, and the paratrooper squad who is currently active and has upgraded to the LMGs. There's your full 60 pop cap army. Dumais down past 200 victory points now. Not looking good for him. Oh, big shot there. However, the 75mm survives in the north. 221 has stayed as an anti-infantry scout car and is doing a lot of work to these MGs. Jibber has to be careful. He really does. Oh, I tell you what, one more shot. Has he not seen this? He is an attack map slave, meaning he did not see the garrison in peril, and he has suffered as a result. 75 mils going in. Couldn't get the kill. Didn't want to go too close to the flak 30. 221 survives with a big kill of its own. Scout squad forced away. Bit of a flank, a bit of a strafe there. Devam's finest reworked assault planes. What a good game this is. This is what we want to see, isn't it, chaps? And possible ladies. We've got Jaeger squad emerging from the Luftwaffe company. Bit of captain artillery on the cutoff, trying to capture a retreating squad and the mortar off guard, but not catching anybody. Right, both of these M3s are still alive, but they haven't been as effective as you'd expect. The way I would class effectiveness, if you had these on the field and your opponent didn't have a counter, as was a bit of reconnaissance overflight from airborne on the go there. How I would have classed it as successful is if you kept this fuel and victory point away from Dumais for a large point in time, but Jibber stays in the centre and isn't incurring a lot of central damage right now. We've got an upgraded Shrek squad for the Jaegers and the LG-40. Look how little health was remaining on this chappie there. That's not good at all. He had... How many health points is that? 3 out of 320 in the north. Meanwhile, Gren's forced off. 221 coming to the rescue once again. Pinned. Airborne here. And yet another strafe this time. There's your angle. A lot of health damage done. And MG forced off. Right, Shrek'd up Jaegers. Pushing north. We've got repairs necessary there, and that's one of the problems with going double scouts, is you end up with obviously only one engineer. You don't want to build too many, more than that. And yeah, it's a bit of a bottleneck in terms of repair times to get these M3s back on the field. Shot from the 75mm doesn't do what he would have wanted it to there. We've got the LG-40 pushing forward. Can he get a big shot in? He has vision, does he? Where was the shot there? I think he lost vision at the vital moment. Just when he needed it most. Victory point pressure still being applied by Jibber. He's down to 128 at the moment. We got a second Jaeger now emerging. Meanwhile, in the center, 221's going to go for the kill. The Panzerbuska, no kill. That's how it works. Pushing in. 75mm. Giving covering fire. South side. Scouts being forced off. Flak 30 is against the world at the moment. It's got a lot of work to do. Nice strafe in there.
You have 3 command points at your disposal.
Pinning the MG, but it pops out. Suppression. We've got the M1AT gun game really far up into the map. Meanwhile, in the south, Jaeger and 221 are up against that 75mm. They're winning out. Is there an upgrade coming for one of these Jaeger squads that we don't know of? He's trying to pretend there is. And what is he doing with the M45? He's getting really close into battle. If there is a Shrek coming, now would be the time to make its presence felt. Flak 30 still against the world in the center. What? And there it's been wiped now. That's a sad and sorry sight for Dumais' forces. He needed that to stay alive. Needs to get the recrew ASAP, really. Jaegers have been suppressed. But that aversion of vision there has, well, diversion has allowed the recrew on the Flak 30. Yet another strafe, is it coming in? No captain artillery. There we go. Doing a lot of work this time, necessitating a retreat. Back over here, we've got the 75mm. A lot of damage to that MG. We've got Luftwaffe officer quarter training coming in for the Jaegers and Flak 30. Airborne. Putting down the hot lead downrange. Back in base. They have had Tank Depot for a while, and we are actually having the Bulldozer Sherman. The Bulldozer Sherman. I mean, he does have one M1 and he has a 75mm, but doesn't that leave him a little bit vulnerable to tanks, basically? He doesn't have enough anti-tank, does he? I don't know. Something's a little bit topsy-turvy on that build order for my money. Dumais seems to be stabilizing, and that's not good news considering the amount of work Jibber's put into this game. He would have wanted to start closing the door now, really. Meanwhile, sadly, I have missed the quad mount dying on screen at some point. Oh, well, it may have been on screen, but I failed to recognize it happening. Another Jaeger on the field, by the way. The Flak 30 under duress once more. Meanwhile, in the south, we've got Jaegers versus Scouts. He's continuing the assault, but he's running into big issues as this airborne squad. He throws a grenade. And we've got...
We have lost control of a victory point.
Airborne in massive issues there. Seems one Jaeger squad has gone down. I think it was in the north. I did move my camera there hoping to find the bodies, but I couldn't find them. Can the Flak 30 actually shoot down this plane? It's trying its best, but it couldn't do it. The airborne are dropped regardless. Bulldozer Sherman goes in. Oh, no. We've got bombing strike coming in. Yep, it's dead. It was already dead. A bit of friendly fire damage, notably, on the Bulldozer Sherman. That's not the LG-40, that's the Flak 30, 2cm. Where is the LG-40? Oh, it's been decrewed. Oh dear. We do have a Shrek flank on the Bulldozer. Oh, a lot of health damage done before he can get a Shrek off. Big strafe. Big strafe! Ooh, just health damage to that MG. Bulldozer's fine. Yeah, it would have always been fine, to be fair. What a messy game this is. In the south side, Scouts and Airborne pushing. We've got a wipe on the MG. Jibber's now down to 59 pop cap. Dumais 52. But the important thing for Jibber is he's gotten his opponent down to double-digit victory points, 98, 97, and dropping. He's also putting pressure on the southern victory point as we live and breathe with a neutralization very recently. So regardless of what this squad does, the bleed is going to continue.
What is our assignment?
That's not what I think it is. He's got a marder in the... Okay, he's building a marder. Yeah, that makes sense. Fair enough. I haven't seen one of these in a while, to be fair. But a marder and an M18 Hellcat on their way. And that is an engagement. Of course, the Hellcat wins. Maybe we could see the other Jaeger squad being upgraded to a Panzerschreck as well. That could help. He just needs to claim victory points at the moment, to be fair. That's the bigger issue. It's not about strategic build orders and tank counters and that kind of thing and getting your composition right. It's about bloody capping victory points because the tick rate is that much faster than Company of Heroes 2. It's 20% faster and it really does show. He's got a neutralization. He stops the bleed on 66. Grenade dodge there by Jibber. Can't dodge the MG, however. Here comes the Hellcat. Looking for some action. And runs into the Marder instead. And what a shot from the Hellcat. He sees Marder. He smells blood. He wants it. And the finishing shot, surely. There you go. Marder didn't stand a chance. I was worried about his anti-tank, wasn't I? And I was right to be, it seems. Meanwhile, Oh, that 2-2-1 now.
Command point available.
Suffering. Oh, no.
We have lost the scout car.
Grenade on retreat. And on the flak 30, Jibber's playing out of his mind here. Flak 30 continues. Can the paratroopers survive this? How did they survive this is the better
We
question.
have lost the flak gun.
Oh, just lost the Sherman. Marders come out and having some fun. Oh, he's taking out the Sherman. Hellcat's next in his retinue. He gets the kill on that as well. The Marder is having a marvelous time on the desert sands. 2 kills in quick succession. What the hell? Dumais has the bigger army all of a sudden. That's insanity.
Aircraft ready to loiter
He
the
doubled
target area.
down in Marders after losing his first. And, wow, what a way to get back onto the field. Grenz and Jaeger's pushing south. He has the northern victory point. He's laying mines on the centre. Well, he was. But infantry-wise, he's sitting pretty. He's got the original Gren squad. 2 Jaegers. 2 types of Pioneer. And he's up against 2 scouts, an engineer, and 2 airborne. Airborne, of course, heavily rely on veterancy to become the Terminators they can become. But they're not there yet. They're only on 1 pip at the moment. Can he hold the victory points? That's the question. Can Jibber have the patience to rebuild and claim 2 and lead him out? Or does he feel he needs to keep exerting pressure? There's 2 schools of thought in Company Heroes top level science on this. Do you regroup and push as 1 and hope to finish the game off in a huge attack? Or do you continue to apply pressure regardless of losses? I'm not sold on which way is the best way. I think every game is a unique set of circumstances that requires careful judgment and appreciation. And you can never be 100% sure. But Elkburn and Orange Pest have their own views on this, of when it's a throw or when it's the correct response to a situation. And right now, should Jibber be basically rebuilding his forces to attack as 1? Or should he continue to assault? Interesting times.
The enemy has claimed our territory for their own.
Northern victory point settled for now. Oh, there's a nice asymmetric engagement there for Jibber's position. He's got the M4A1 on its way. Oh, but he's lost. Oh no, he's won. He's got a grenade on retreat. Oh, that was well... It was well done, but not well timed enough. It was a good idea, but not the best execution, unfortunately, for him.
Victory point
Sherman now out. What's he up against? He's up against a Vet 2 Marder. What a badass he is. Look at that guy. I really wish my face wasn't there. Could always Photoshop out my face for these juicy, juicy thumbnails. Got an engagement in the north. What is it? Airborne suffering casualties on the wrong side of heavy cover. Sherman's going to readdress the balance there. Meanwhile, in the centre, scouts just going in piecemeal and becoming chunks of men. Come on, Sherman, you've got to get some good AoE in. The Panzerschreck picked up by this engineer. It's going to be a good counter to the Marder that just appeared. A very good counter. They're very squishy, aren't they, Marders? Perfect glass cannon units. Vet 2, MG42. And the Vet 2 wiped off this Browning. Oh dear. There we go. Glad not to be fooled by that. And the Marder's going in to kill the weapon. Is that greedy by Dumais? Certainly looks like it. He may have killed the MG, but it's definitely not worth it. He's lost the crowning jewel of his army, it would seem. Alright, we've got a wipe on the MG. Well, an attack on the MG from... Oh, he hits a mine as well for double death. Meanwhile, I think we may have had a wipe in the north there. It looks like something's gone down. Oh, that's a good assault by this Sherman. Possibly finishing the game off despite Dumais' spirited resistance. He's getting all kinds of shots in. Flat 30's next.
We have a new marder tank destroyer.
Ooh, crew shock. Third marder. Can he be as marvellously murderous as the previous marder? Murdersome sounds good though, I'm not gonna lie. No, we can't. He doesn't quite have the intestinal fortitude to get in there and finish the job this time. No, he does now that the Shrek's been forced off.
The enemy has only 200.
Yep, here he comes. Marder the third. It is indeed a Marder 3, so that makes sense. Okay, can't catch up with him though, he's going for it. I tell you what, has he caught up now? He doesn't have vision. He has range but no vision. And has had to pull back, sadly for him. In the south, we've got, oh, Jaeger sitting behind heavy cover, but the airborne squad themselves are damaged. Fallschirmjäger's dropping here. Let's see how they can do. He needed these a long time ago. The infantry dynamic wasn't working for him around the 15th minute, but he actually has, you know, he's got it back now. Fallschirmjäger's ×2, Jaeger's ×2, admittedly low health. It's still Jibber that really doesn't quite have the composition, because he's 55 at the moment. He's got the MG, it's a stolen MG42. He's got the 2 Shermans now. That's what he's been waiting for. So his manpower's gone into Sherman investment rather than trying to kind of keep pace with Dumais in the infantry dynamic. Ooh, Vet 2 on the airborne now. That'll get him there in terms of becoming Terminators with the accuracy bonus Vet 2 gives them.
Enemy forces have captured a victory point.
Right, Dumais actually got a good chunk of territory. A nice Pac-Man emerging. Airstrike on the rear lines. That's a big one. He's retreating the Marder through it. Has he? I think he may have done. Marder's in the crater. And the Sherman goes forward. Both of them, in fact, looking for the killing blow. The turrets traverse. He gets a rear hit. He kills the flak. This should finish the game off, surely. Oh, it seems to have done just that. We've got a Shrek coming from the Jaeger, hitting the rear weakened Sherman, but he's still got a full health engine. He should be able to escape, and indeed he does. We do, however, have the possibility of a Faust. Oh, so little health. We do have engine damage. Shrek comes in. Could finish off one of the Shermans here. Oh, great shot from the Sherman. And yet another Marder, the 4th Marder. He couldn't finish off the Sherman. Can the Marder do it, though? There's a good shot. Already down to 55% health on that Sherman. Fallschirmjäger's died. Oh, no. Oh, he tried to strafe the Sherman. He had vision. So little health remains. Oh, the Marder's gotten too greedy. Got the kill, though! Before it died itself. He's just using these as expendable, single-use Marders. It's just terrible. Terrible, terrible stuff. Go to Best Buy right now and pick up a single-use Marder. It'll get the job done, but that's all it'll do. What a crazy game this has been. It's been a right good laugh to watch. Exactly the content we come here for. Or I do, at least. Thanks for joining me. Alright, going forward with the Shrek. He's blobbing a little bit now. Kind of trying to hide the Shrek in amongst the infantry, but the Shrek hid itself in amongst the sand. It didn't even actually go towards the Sherman. It just went and burrowed its warhead into the dunes. Ooh, could get the kill on the engineer. I don't know why he's not hard retreating. Lives to fight another day regardless. Smoke's been utilised. He's down to 46 VPs, and we're having a drop there. He's finishing the game how he started, with a para drop, which could seal the deal, it would seem. But I've been wrong many times. I've been wrong many times in this cast alone.
We have a new marder tank destroyer.
And the 6th marder emerges. This time, not in the heat of battle to kill one tank and then die. It's actually just a marder for build order's sake. I mean, for army composition's sake, rather. And, yeah, he does need one, I guess. Infantry-wise, he's now the one suffering. We're up against 3 paratroopers. He's behind heavy cover, but he's against Vet 3 Falchion Pioneers. So he's going to back away and bait them into the capping circle just in time for the Vet 2 Sherman to arrive. Currently on prioritized vehicle. I'm sure that'll change. I'm sure that will change. There we go. Like clockwork every time. Marder going in. Mortar doing work continuously this game. Marder with a long-range effort there. Sherman being forced off. I will draw your attention after the Marder's finished.
One of our mortars has been destroyed.
Mortar decrewed in the north there. I will draw your attention to this important battle in the north. I know it's only working units and an MG, but every VP matters right now. Sherman gets away. Airborne as well. We're having another MG drop here. It would seem. Is it behind the scouts? Is that what he's doing? That would be cheeky. No, he's dropping, sorry, he's dropping the... That's my bad, I got mixed up. He's dropping Falchion Jaegers and strafing the MG. What an assault! Just like Goering envisaged on the attacks on Belgian fortresses and in Crete. It's working very well here on road to Tunis. Oh, he takes out the Marder, it would seem. In the south, grenade as well. So 6 Marders built, 6 Marders down. That's not ideal, is it?
MG-42 and crew ready.
MG-42. Capping this northern victory point. The centre currently belongs to the Wehrmacht. Sherman on its way. The 3rd or 4th Sherman. 4th if you count the bulldozer, I guess. In this ridiculous game. Truly ridiculous. I'll have to get the word ridiculous and non-meta in the title, I believe. And it deserves both of those clickbait adages. One single Pioneer goes forward. I don't know why, he's just doing a bit of reconnaissance, it would seem. Trying to give him forewarning of anything that could emerge on the centre, because everything that happens is so vitally important to this 34 pop cap. So it's 34 victory point Dumais. But you will notice he is about to push Jibber down below into double-digit land. So it is actually getting into nail-biting, bum-clenching territory for your Dutchman. With one of a many in this illustrious line of ill-fated Shermans. Engineers with that Shrek. Doing a bit of reconnaissance of their own. Spotting for the Sherman. Giving it safe passage into battle. Let's get some shots on the weak side of these units. Shrek hits, however. And yet another strafe. I've got a bad feeling about this one. Ooh, pinning 2 units there. Grenade dodged by the Flak 30. 7th Marder. 7th Murderous Marder, I tell you, it's going to go in for the Sherman. You just know it. The Airborne are going to spot the Sherman as they destroy the Flak 30, but it doesn't matter because he's not able to react to it in time. One more shot should kill this Sherman. There you go, double-digit victory points remaining. Oh, he misses. Sherman should survive here. No, the Marder's going to keep going. He's got a full bill of health. Why not? Why not? And surely Jibber knows he has to retreat all the way back to the back line of his base. Okay, the Marder gave up. He's not the Terminator. Yes, it doesn't work public holidays, it would seem. MG trying to push the airborne out of cover. He's using them as a pushing vehicle at the moment. Sherman's having to stay on the battle lines despite its poor health. And I tell you what, that squeaky bum time, as Sir Alex Ferguson, the most successful club-level association football manager of all time, used to say, is truly upon us. And who's going to be the red-faced Scotsman on the touchline? Who's going to win this one? Sherman misses, Marder doesn't. The 7th mod is always the best, that's what I say. Airborne, low health right now, but not too low to throw a grenade. Oh, it's a satchel. And Jaegers are able to get out of there. Jaegers used yet again. Ill-fated mortar. Oh, takes out the MG. Do the Jaegers.
Enemy forces have captured a victory point.
Oh my. Victory point being neutralized in the north.
We have a new Marder tank destroyer.
He's got 2 mortars concurrently? What the hell's going on? This is not right. Meanwhile, by the way, he doesn't need the mortars. He finally is able to get 2 mortars. By the way, flat 30 wiped. He's finally able to get 2 mortars, and it doesn't matter anymore because we've got no tanks from the fully infantry army-based Jibber. With 1 less engineer to worry about. Oh dear, oh dear. 25 points remain. That engineer died doing what he does best, which is capping under fire. Smoking out the MG just in the nick of time to complete the neutralization, stemming the tide of the bleed at 20 victory points, 67 for Jibber. Can he complete the cap? What does Jibber have left to throw into this battle? Is he going to go for the cap in the south? Well, it won't matter because the Fallschirm Jaegers have the north. They're being smoked out by the scouts who need to get there before it neutralizes, but they won't be able to do so. There it is. There's the neutralization. There's the bleed going into Dumais' favor against Jibber. Oh no, 20 to 59. What an insane game this has been. This has been an absolute treat for the senses. It really has been. Oh, grenade wipe. Dumais seemingly pulling this out of the hellfires of defeat and creating a toasty marshmallow of victory.
Victory point lost.
Oh, he's trying his best right now, but it's just not happening. He's got Stuka's pinning the Vet 3 Airborne, allowing him to reposition with the MG. Jibber has capped the southern victory points, but it doesn't look like he has the punching power to get through this 12th and deciding round. Marders pushing the Vet 3 Airborne. They've been pinned. They're now being trodden on, and they won't be able to get into the central victory point. And for the first time this game, Jibber is going to fall below, and he's thrown in the G. He's very salty. He means every single character of that one character salute there. G. He was very upset with the loss, but it was an incredibly good game. Well played to both, and what a fun one that was to watch. A little bit tired with the casting there. You may have felt I was a bit laboured at times. So it is very late here in England. I have been at work all day. But big thanks to my sponsors, Brew Gooder Fonio Session IPA. That it's about to end on the 40th minute, which is perfect because I don't have to create bloody fluff content this time. Fan-dabidozy. So I'll be leaving you in 25 seconds, and I just hope you have a great week. I've got loads of replays. I've got some really good ones from Havoc. I've got some others from Orange Pest Cast, so loads of great content from me to come. If you enjoyed, please subscribe, like, favourite, tell your mother, etc. And just thanks for watching. You keep me doing this stuff, all your comments and all your viewership. You keep me in the channel alive, so thank you very much, and have a pleasant week. Bye-bye.